What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you get notified of every upload that I put up. We're gonna get to that 2K video here pretty soon. If we haven't already got to it, I will be doing that Thursday, January 28th. We'll be picking the winner for that 245 power mat if we already have it. Here we go. And as you can see here, this is where we're gonna type the URL. I'm gonna filter duplicate answers like I had said. And then the specific text, as y'all remember, was hashtag Jayblends 2K giveaway. And good luck to everybody, like I said. So amount of unique comments that we had, as many people we had enter the giveaway was 103. So 103 people entered the giveaway. And we're gonna go ahead and start, man. Drum roll, please. So good luck to everybody that entered the giveaway. Like I said, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. But here we go. Alrighty, we have John Amisquita. Let me know your contact information so I can go ahead and send you this power mat. Once again, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. But today's video is going to be a haircut tutorial, just the basic haircut that you will see in the shop on a daily basis. It's going to be a comb over mid fade with a hard part. So just stay tuned, stay locked in. We'll get straight to this video.
Look, I just flipped the switch.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel today. Today we're going to be doing a comb over with a hard part, mid fade, kind of like more closer to a high fade. We're going to go ahead and get this client taken care of. So right now, there's the before of the haircut. I'm going to take a lot of length off the top, get it down to about finger length, so he still has enough hair to come over, but it's not too long. So what we're going to do first is lay down all the hair in the direction that it wants to lay, and then we're going to go ahead and start our shear work. So at the very beginning of this shear work, what we're going to do is make a traveling guideline right down the center of his scalp. So we're going to start back at the crown and then work our way towards the front hairline. And as you can see here, I'm just taking off about finger length. And this guideline is going to serve as a guideline to the left side and the right side of the haircut for the overall shear work cuts. And as you can see here, just taking my time, making sure that we get everything cut evenly. And once we do that, we'll comb all the hair forward, and we're going to go ahead and go to the left side and do the same thing we did in the middle on the left side, dragging some hair from the middle guideline towards the outside and using that to make our cuts on that side of the head. And you'll be able to see the cut hair through the hair that you're trying to cut, and you'll be able to see how low you need to cut that. But it's not going to be too difficult if you're doing finger length, because you kind of, know that finger length is what you're trying to do over all of the scalp. Now, once we do that, we're going to go ahead and cross check. So what I'm doing is I'm working my way from the front straight towards the back, towards the crown, but we're going to go ahead and do it horizontal cuts. And this way, we're just going to make sure that we get all the peaks and valleys that may be sticking out still, hair that's uneven, and we're just going to make sure that we get that knocked out, squared away, and make sure all of this is even on the top. Now, once we cross-check the center, we'll go ahead and cross-check the right side and then the left side as well. You want to make sure that you have some symmetry within your cuts to make sure that you have the most even, balanced haircut you could have. So that's what we're doing here. Once we get done with the right side, we'll go ahead and venture off to the left side and make sure we do the same thing on that end. Now, after we do the shear cuts for this client, what we're going to go ahead and jump to is going to be the hard part. So for me personally, I like to make the hard part as soon as we get done with the shear work. I want to go ahead and lay down that hard part so I can see what I'm cutting into. So you can see here, I'm trying to find the natural part of his hair, so that way we're not, forcing a hairline that he's not going to have. So we're going to go ahead and find that natural part, and then we're just going to go ahead and get our blow dry the hair in the direction that it needs to lay so that you can get a good clean cut. And then we're going to go ahead and go trimmer facing down, make our initial guideline, You want to make sure you're scooping the hair away so you can see what you're working with. And just take your time in this area. Make sure you get an even cut. Make sure that you could see the top of the scalp. My client, the chairs dropped all the way to the floor so I could look down and see what I'm doing. Now, once we get this done, we're gonna go ahead and start the clipper work. But you wanna make sure you're paying attention to detail and just taking your time with line work like that, such as hard parts, designs, and stuff like that. Now, after we do that, we're gonna take those same trimmers, which are the Stylecraft Pro Absolute Hitters. We're gonna go ahead and ball out this area at the bottom. So what I'm doing here is I'm kind of making a high to low drop in the back. And that's the type of fade shape that we're gonna take for this haircut. That way we have the vertical bars, but not the C-cup portion in the front. And I'm just balling out this entire area with the trimmers as well. And we're gonna be going up to about a 2 guard on this haircut max, and that's what we're gonna be fading into. But this is just all sped up for the balled out portion because it's pretty self-explanatory. You want to go ahead and make your first guideline and then bald out everything underneath that guideline, and that's what we're doing here. Now, once we get this taken care of here, we're gonna go ahead and break out our JRLs. We'll make our first guideline, while there's our first panel of hair to fade into using the JRLs with the lever open. So make sure you're just taking your time, making sure it's all even. You can't mess up balding somebody out because you don't get it even. So make sure you're taking your time and making it even. But right now we have the JRLs lever open, and we're making our panel of hair to fade. So once we make our lever open panel, we're gonna go ahead and close the lever all the way, start fading up, open the lever slightly, fade up, open the lever slightly, fade up until that area is completely knocked out. You can see by opening the lever and raising that guideline out, you can see it's erasing that line that we had right there. And we're gonna open that lever all the way until it's completely faded out. And you're just etching at that line until you get to that guideline you had made. And then we're gonna go ahead and jump to the next guard. So since the previous one was no guard, lever open, next thing we're gonna go do is gonna have our half guard, lever open, and then fade up, make a panel of hair to fade into. Now, I absolutely love these JRL clippers. These clippers are the only clippers that I really use. I have no wall clippers anymore. I've retired those, and I've just been working with the JRLs and the Babyliss Gold FX clippers recently here. So you can see here, close the lever all the way, fade up slightly, close the lever all the way, fade up slightly, and we're doing the same thing we did with no guard, but with a half guard on this time. And you want to make sure you're just taking your time detailing. If you see any darker spots, play with that lever, close it or open it to the desired position to make sure you can get those little dark spots out. Use your corners of your blade, those first 2 to 3 corners, to detail and make sure that you get a smooth transition. You want it to look like butter was smeared on the side of the head. That's the type of blurry fade we're looking for here. Now we got that 1 guard on there, lever open, and we're making our next panel of hair to fade into. Close the lever all the way, fade up slightly, open the lever, fade up slightly until you get that panel knocked out. Now this is just a very, very basic cut that you would see come in the shop. Not a skin bald fade, but a 000, if you will, the trimmer length. And nothing too difficult as far as shear work. Finger length on the top, comb it over, throw a hard part in it. And this is just one of those cuts that you say every single day. Comb overs have slightly, gone out of the fad area that it was in. I want to say like 3-4 years ago, comb overs were a huge thing. But lately, it's more been your crop cuts, your mullets, stuff like that. But other than that, this is more of a gentlemanly cut that you see on a day-to-day basis. So I skipped over that 1.5 part. We did make a panel of hair to fade into with the 1.5, closed it, faded out that area. Now we got that 2 guard lever open, and we're just fading up into the ridge of the hair right here. We're fading into the bulk on the top, the length we got up there, and it's coming out nice and blurry. This is a very unorthodox way of clip over combing, but this is how I do it and how I blend the top hair with the side hair. Everybody has their own system, everybody has their own techniques, but this is just a technique that maybe you want to try. It helps me out, blends things nicely. And once I do that clip over comb, lever close with that 2 guard, I go over it with the 2 guard open lever and fade into that area. I use this a lot, and it really works for me. You know, some people, they take the clip over comb with a no guard, lever closed, and do it that way. But that way, with the guard on, it creates a safer workspace for me as far as not cutting off too much bulk or anything like that. Now, once we did that, we had that the thinning shears, and we just knocked out some detail work using the thinning shears and getting little dark areas knocked out. Now I got those Stylecraft Pro absolute hitters, and we are edging up the vertical bar, and that will about do it for the right side. And now the left side is going to be time-lapse, because we're going to be doing the complete exact same thing that we did on the opposite side, but on the left side. And after we get this whole area done on the left side, we are going to bridge the left side and the right side together, and I did film that as well. It's the same exact thing that you would do on the left side, but on the right side, I'm sorry, the same thing you did on the left side and the right side we do on the back. And that's going to be lever open, create a panel of hair to fade into, close the lever, and start etching away at that line and just getting it knocked out. Now you want to make sure that you have a brush or a comb handy when you are doing your fades. That way you can get all the excess hair out of the way so you can see your canvas. You want your canvas to be blank. You want to be able to see what you are working with. That way you don't take the fade too high, or you miss a certain spot, or try to detail a spot that doesn't need to be detailed because the canvas is dirty. So just make sure you're paying attention to that. Now we have that half guard on, lever open, creating another panel of hair to fade into, and we're gonna go ahead and get this knocked out by closing the lever, fading up slightly, closing the lever, opening the lever, fading up slightly, opening the lever, fading up slightly till it's completely erased. Now that half guard does wonders. It has been a bit of a debate in the shop lately. I have a barber who he does not use a half guard or a 1.5 guard at all. He comes out with some really blurry work, but for me and most barbers, that half guard is a crucial tool to creating blurry fades. You know, some people can fade without it, some people can't. I myself, I will use it as a crutch because it just makes life easier for me. The half guard and the 1.5 guard make life extremely easy, so I just enjoy having those tools at my discretion. So, but now we have that 1 guard, lever open, and we close it up to fade out that panel of hair. And then we're gonna get to that 1.5 guard, open the lever, fade up slightly. Close the lever, fade up slightly, open the lever, fade up slightly, until we get that completely knocked out. Now, like I said, the highest guard that we're gonna get to is the 2 guard, and then we're just following the same steps. You want to make sure that you have a system at your fingertips. You want to make sure that you have a system in place to knock out fades, because a system will completely help you with time management. It will help you with organization of your haircuts, and it'll just keep some uniformity, because you're doing the same thing, throughout the haircut, so you won't get lost or forget what you did or forget the last guard you used. When you have a system in place, it just makes everything more just easier. It just makes life easier in general. So have a system in place to knock out your haircuts. But right now we're doing a little shear over comb, and we're just getting little dark spots knocked out using those shears. You want to make sure that you are trying to expand your knowledge in the barber game as much as you can, as far as shears and different tools and stuff like that. A lot of times when I was newer to the game, I never thought that I would use shears so much, but the amount of different haircuts we have nowadays in the barber game, shears are a crucial must-know part of being a barber. But right now I have that hairspray. We're just getting the hair laid down so I can go in and use the razor to get this cleaned up, make it nice and sharp, make the lines nice and crispy for my client. And this is the haircut that we've produced right here. You can see the fade is blurry. The hard part is nice and crispy. We're gonna go ahead and get those vertical bars edged up nice and crispy as well. This is the Tomb 45 triple cartridge razor. This is the most exposed cartridge that they have, so you can see a lot of the razor and see a lot of what you're doing. And what we did on the left side, we do to the right side. And then I'm gonna go ahead and style the hair with a blow dryer afterwards. Kind of get this hair laid down and styled to the client's preference. So you can see here I'm laying down a little bit more hairspray so we can get a good hold, because he was going back to work after this. He came in early, not early, it was like 10 o'clock, I believe. And then, so he had a little break from work. Then he's going to go back to work. So I'm going to get his hair nice and styled so he can get back to work. I'm using a blow dryer that my wife had bought me for Christmas. It's pretty good blow dryer. It's not a Dyson, but you know, it works very well. Very ergonomic, very logistical blow dryer, and economical. So shout out to her for getting that for me. But now I'm using these absolute hitters, and we're just getting this front edge up, not completely sharp, but we're just cleaning up little baby hairs that may be laying down and maybe out of place, but not making a very, you know, harsh edge up, a very crisp edge up in the front. The only thing I do crisp up is going to be this right corner. You can see here, just because there's new growth where the hairline actually lays and where the vertical bar sits. You know, you want to make sure that you just have some type of flow to it. So that's what I'm doing there. Because a lot of times your hairline and your hard part won't lay exactly where the corner of your vertical bar is at. So you got to make sure you have a way to work with it. But there's the haircut, nice and blurry, crispy edge up, crispy hard line. I hope you got something out of this video. I appreciate everybody for tuning in today. If you are not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, give this video a like, and until next time, God bless.